What's up, friends? So we're back on the BMW. I didn't really feel like just filming a whole bunch of videos of me tearing stuff out of it because I thought that would be super boring. So I just kind of like, did one video and you get the idea. So, but today we're getting the car ready for some Aero. Which, first things first, I gotta get it over to my parents because not only is his garage way bigger than mine, but it's heated and I can actually work in it. But the problem is the car won't start. It's turning over and everything just fine, but it kind of seems like it's just telling me like, no, it's cold out there. I ain't doing it. So I'm gonna run the plywood over for the splitter. And then I'm gonna come back and try to get it to start, I guess. Oh, it's so cold. To be fair, it is legitimately like in the teens here right now. That is the coldest I've tried to start the car in. But it did do the classic BMW where like, the battery gets low, so the windshield wipers start to go. I have the battery on charge right now. Hopefully that's the issue. But like I said, it did turn over and everything. It just didn't want to start. So we'll see what happens. Now, another issue with it being in the teens in Pennsylvania right now is I have to drive this car about 2 blocks down the street and I have no windows. Oh, it's gonna be cold. While we're waiting, I may as well give you guys an update on the car. So like I said, all of the work that I've done so far has been on the inside. So we're gonna spin this baby around and we are pretty much completely gutted. The door panels are still in it because I was planning on doing SCCA time attack with it as well, and they are required for that, but I don't believe I'm going to do that anymore. So we're gonna focus strictly on wheel to wheel. We're gonna remove that. We're gonna cut the door panels and everything out. We started removing the unnecessary wiring, removing the sound deadening, and I did paint the trunk, and we're going to continue to paint everything just to make this thing look real nice on the inside. But it's pretty much stripped out, pretty much ready to go. I do have a seat for it. It's currently in my sim. I gotta get that mounted, got a new steering wheel. But yeah, this thing's starting to really look like a race car. Well, here goes nothing. Car started this morning, finally. And about to drive it down the street so we can get started. Oh, and by the way, we got no seat again. So here we go. There we go. Okie doke, down on the street we go. Wow, who'd have thought taking all the sound deadening out would make this thing way louder? We made it. We are in my dad's garage. There's heat here, which is probably the biggest thing, and there's also a lot more room to work than my garage. So we're gonna do some work on this guy today. I got the plywood over here ready to go for the splitter. There's 2 sheets because we're going to be putting one on the Mustang as well. And this guy is my dad's 67 Firebird. It's his dream car. He's wanted it forever. This car was actually in his wedding. It's been in the family forever. It was sold away. He got it back, and it's just been like a passion project for him. And of course, every car guy knows, like, it started off as I'm just gonna get it back to its former glory, and now this thing is like a full-on, like he's turned every bolt on it. So he's working on that. We got the Mustang, I got the Beamer, and we're gonna make some things happen. So first things first, I wanna get this bumper off so I can kinda use it as a template for the splitter, because GLTC rules is your splitter can only be 3 inches the whole way around the front bumper. So I need to get the bumper down on the ground, down on a piece of plywood, so I can mark out a line, then take like a scribe or something, and then take a scribe or something, mark out the 3 inches. That'll give me my splitter. Then I gotta get the measurements for front to back because the splitter has to stop at the axle, the mid axle point of the car, cut that off right at the axle point, and then that's pretty much it. Then I just kind of shape it. Another note is that a lot of the work that I'm doing right now is like all of my low budget stuff, because we're figuring out our 2026 budget currently. And that means that I don't have a budget right now. I have to do the things that cost no money just yet. Obviously, race car, we're gonna do wheels, tires, suspension, that kind of thing. And make this thing like, the goal is to be mid-pack competitive next year, because there's a lot of stuff that I know we're not gonna have the budget for that I would like to do to this car to make it possibly competitive at the front. And that obviously relies on myself as a driver as well. This year is gonna be like learning things, developing the car, working on suspension, things like that that I don't really like. I've never driven this chassis on a racetrack before, so I don't know what rebound settings, what like damper settings, everything, like what's gonna work for this. So this year is all about figuring that stuff out to come back the following year and actually be competitive. So, but I have confidence in myself as a mechanic and a driver to at least be mid-pack competitive next year. But you know, that's never the goal. The goal is to be winning every race, but the realistic goal is to be competitive. I never realized this car has built-in brake ducting. That makes my life so much easier. Oh my God, BMW. Yes. I think the most irritating thing about having like a multi-car team is that like there's always gonna be a piece of equipment that you need that is already being used. Like the lift, for example. All right, so we got the bumper off. Front bumper, so 3 inches this way, and then we mark the... So I was standing over there trying to find material to make a scribe with that was 3 inches, and I actually found this packaging of Velcro that was not exactly my intention, but it's exactly 3 inches wide. So it's perfect. I'm gonna use it. Okay, so naturally, next step is to figure out how to mount it. Because I can make it, that's great, but that doesn't do me any good if I can't put it on the car. All right, so got the splitter mounted. Let me spin you around real quick. Splitter is on the car. Looks sick, I love it. And then I'll show you kind of how this thing works. So in here, the back is hard mounted, and then in here we have these turnbuckles, so we can actually adjust it to bring the splitter up and down to give it more or less angle for more or less downforce. But yeah, it was a super simple design. The one thing that I will note, the center of it is a little flimsy because I used 1/2 inch instead of 3/8. But we drilled a hole already in the crash bar. I'm gonna get another turnbuckle. I'm gonna get another turnbuckle and mount one right here to kind of hold the center up in place, and then it should be A-okay.